President Trump has begun speaking from the White House. Let's go to him live.
It's an honor to be here today. We have first full day as president. We're back. And we had a great first term, but we're going to have an even better second term. And I think we're going to do things that people will be shocked at. We're starting off with tremendous investment coming into our country at levels that nobody's really ever seen before. And they're very happy with the fact that I won the race and that they feel confident in their investments. And it's big money and high quality people. So my first day back from having a nice life, it's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology. He's sort of CEO of everything. He's an amazing man, an amazing business person. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say the by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately. This monumental undertaking is a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential under a new president. Let me be a new president. I didn't say it, they did. So I appreciate that, fellas. But it'll ensure the future of technology. What we want to do is we want to keep it in this country. China is a competitor and others are competitors. We want it to be in this country, and we're making it available. I'm going to help a lot through emergency declarations, because we have an emergency. We have to get this stuff built. So they have to produce a lot of electricity, and we'll make it possible for them to get that production done very easily at their own plants if they want, where they'll build at the plant, the AI plant, they'll build energy generation, and that will be incredible. But it's technology and artificial intelligence, all made in the USA. Beginning immediately, Stargate will be building the physical and virtual infrastructure to power the next generation of advancements in AI, and this will include the construction of colossal data centers, very, very massive structures. I was in the real estate business. These buildings, these are big, beautiful buildings. Are going to employ a lot of people. And physical campuses in locations currently being scouted nationwide. They're making their choices of locations. I think they have their choice. I'd like to ask Larry, Sam, and Masa to say a few words and just talk about a little bit about what they're doing. And if you have any questions, and then we'll go into a couple of other subjects also. But this is, to me, a very big thing. $500 billion Stargate project. I think it's going to be something that's very special. It'll lead to something that could be the biggest of all.
On the first trading day of Trump's second term, Nvidia's stock was climbing along with that of competitor chip manufacturers. A possible indication of what lies ahead for chip makers under Trump was the president's decision to withdraw an artificial intelligence order issued by his predecessor, Joe Biden, in his first hours back in the White House. In early trading on Tuesday, shares increased 1.1% to $139.24, while the benchmark S&P 500 saw a 0.6% increase. Due to the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, U.S. markets were closed Monday. On Monday, Trump revoked over 80 executive orders that Biden had signed, including one from October 2023 that sought to reduce the hazards associated with artificial intelligence. According to the regulation, AI developers who could endanger national security had to notify the government of any safety test results before making them public. The practical ramifications of the incoming administration's reversal on AI risk disclosures for chip manufacturers like Nvidia and its competitors are unclear. However, it does indicate the president's plan to loosen AI regulations, which were made stricter under Biden and have been criticized by the industry for impeding progress. Nvidia blasted Biden's proposal to tighten regulations on chip exports in his last days in office, claiming the program would not advance national security as intended. Early on Tuesday, shares of competing chip manufacturers were largely up. Sophisticated microdevices. In a note released on Tuesday, Citi analysts said that this year is looking to be another strong one for chip manufacturers. Given that data center capital expenditure for the largest cloud service providers is expected to rise by 40% this year, they anticipate that ongoing investment in AI will be a major driver of development in 2025. So, what implications does this have for Nvidia's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who've stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication, so if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now, let's get back to the video.
Let's bring in Dan Ives, Global Head of Technology Research at Wedbush. Dan, you've been listening into the president's press conference, and I'm wondering, as an analyst who covers a lot of these names, at what point do you start actually modeling in? Do you wait until there are contracts, or do you acknowledge that there is some sort of expectation and therefore you get excited alongside? You know, we saw the stock react in the late afternoon.
Yeah, look, Melissa, I think it's something you're going to have to start to model in. I mean, not just for names like Oracle, but especially when it comes to any of these sort of data center innovation plays, the Palantirs, Microsoft, and others. And I think now it's a question of the multiplier effect and how quick this is going to happen. But we're seeing this off to a fast start, and everything we're seeing in the Beltway, this is going to be just really, really positive for more of the data center players, from Microsoft, for Amazon, for Google, and of course for Oracle.
Hey, Dan, it's Dan. When you think about some of these numbers being thrown around, there's no specifics here. Microsoft gave some CapEx guidance, I want to say a few weeks ago. They kind of guided to maybe $80 billion in the next year or so. 40 of that was going to be overseas. Don't you get to a point where you can only build so much data center infrastructure here in the U.S., especially for these big multinationals who have to serve other places around the world? And the last part of this question is, and what about power consumption? Like, some point, there's only so much data centers you can build in the near term because you are power constrained.
Yeah, Dan, I mean, you hit on a great point, because the reality is we could talk about these CapEx numbers, but it's about you need the grid, you need the energy, and we could talk about nuclear and other names like ACO and others. But if you look on the data center side, I mean, there's essentially going to be more data centers under construction than actual data centers. But now, how quickly that gets built, and especially when we'll see it in earnings, but for Microsoft, for Amazon, for Google, the CapEx is there. But now it's about monetizing and how quick. That's what the street's going to be focused on for the next 2, 3, 4 quarters.
President Donald Trump announced Stargate, a $500 billion artificial intelligence AI infrastructure project in the United States, at a news conference on Tuesday afternoon. His description of it was that it was the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history. Leading tech firms SoftBank Group, OpenAI, and Oracle have partnered to form Stargate. Oracle is mostly recognized for its cloud computing services and enterprise database software. SoftBank is a Japanese investment holding company that mostly makes investments in technology firms. ChatGPT, the chatbot that made waves when it debuted in late 2022, was developed by OpenAI. Companies rushed to obtain generative AI capabilities when it demonstrated the technology's incredible potential. Oracle co-founder and executive chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank founder and CEO Masayoshi Son, and OpenAI co-founder and CEO Sam Altman joined Trump at the conference. Trump stated that Stargate will generate more than 100,000 American jobs, stressing that the project will be fully domestic. He went on to say that he was going to help a lot through emergency declarations. Investors may interpret this as a sign that he intends to reduce any regulatory obstacles that might impede the project's advancement. He added that on-site electricity production might be a feature of the colossal data centers. Because AI-enabled data centers consume a lot of electricity, Having reliable and sufficient power is crucial. Ellison of Oracle described the project's breadth. 10 data centers in Abilene, Texas, approximately 180 miles west-southwest of Dallas, have begun construction. With a combined floor area of 500,000 square feet, each structure will be larger than 7 NFL football fields of standard size. According to Ellison, there will be locations outside of Abilene, and the number of facilities will increase to 20. I wasn't sure if he meant that there would be 20 facilities in Abilene and more elsewhere. He may have intended for there to be a total of 20, 10 in Abilene, and another 10 elsewhere. In any case, the primary lesson is still that this is a huge AI infrastructure undertaking. The son of SoftBank discussed money and other partners. According to him, Stargate will start immediately deploying $100 million with the intention of increasing the overall investment to $500 billion by the end of Trump's tenure or during the next 4 years. According to Sun, Nvidia is the joint venture's technological partner, and investment firm MGX is another participant in Stargate. When it comes to chips, its graphics processing units, or GPUs, and associated technology for AI processing in data centers, Nvidia is by far the industry leader. Therefore, investors who follow Nvidia would have known that the Stargate project would almost certainly be good for the company, even if SoftBank's son had not mentioned Nvidia by name. A ton of Nvidia's GPUs and associated technology will be required for this project, which will significantly increase the company's revenue. Although Sun called Nvidia Stargate's technology partner, it's unclear whether the two companies actually have a partnership beyond Nvidia being a major provider of AI-enabling technology for Stargate. In the tech industry, executives frequently refer to their top suppliers as partners, even though, in reality, they are just vendors. In any case, Nvidia stands to gain significantly from what Trump described as the biggest AI infrastructure initiative in history. To stay informed about the latest developments from Nvidia and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Nvidia stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now, let's dive into today's video.
And it's Tim. So let's do that then. So let's act like today didn't happen. As you were looking at the universe of getting exposure to AI across, a number of different, let's call it just ancillary industries, but or straight out of Broadcom or straight out of some part of the legacy players we know about. Where are you coming into today before this news?
Look, Tim, I think you're looking at not just Broadcom, but what I believe is sort of the second, third derivatives. I think this is bullish for software. I think when you look at names like Salesforce.com, Mongo, of course, names like Palantir and others, because as the data centers get built, it's skating to where the puck's going. Where are the use cases? That's really what the key is going to be over the next 2, 3, 4 quarters. And I think this is bullish for software because data centers, they get built out. The use cases are going to be software driven.
But the use cases aren't clear right now. I mean, are we going to be at a point where we have the data centers in place, but the use cases, that part of the equation hasn't exactly caught up?
Yeah, I think right now it's starting to catch. I mean, I think we saw it with Benioff and Salesforce. We've seen it with ServiceNow, Palantir, and now the use cases are really going to start to explode because these companies, when you talk about all the AI CapEx, it's about the multiplier. For every dollar spent on an NVIDIA chip, there's an $8 to $10 multiplier across the rest of tech. That's bullish for all these data center players, bullish for software, and that's going to really be the focus going into earnings season in terms of playing out these sort of next derivatives of AI.
Yeah, Dan, I went sort of AI adjacent. I looked at Dell, and I'm like, you know what? On the margins, it's got to be good for that stock, especially given the fact that it has sold off significantly since that huge move we saw, I think it was the fall of last year.
Yeah, I think Dell has gotten overly hit. And I think when you think about ones that are going to play, of course, it's Oracle, but names like Dell, you could argue names like Cisco and others are going to be beneficiaries here because what you're seeing over the last 24 hours from Trump, I mean, it's a green light from an innovation perspective. And that's not just going to be some of the data center players, it's all the U.S. tech players. I mean, everyone's going to try to get in on this, massive spending wave. This is just the beginning, and I think Dell clearly will be a beneficiary there.
Following a bullish remark on Blackwell chip demand leading up to the AI market leader's fiscal fourth quarter earnings next month, Nvidia shares increased in late morning Tuesday trade, slipping into positive territory for the year. Over the last 3 months, the Santa Clara, California-based company's stock has mainly lagged the larger tech market, dropping about 3.4% and lagging behind the Nasdaq's 6% gain. The market move coincides with rumors of delayed orders for its new Blackwell processors due to performance difficulties and worries about how U.S. export restrictions may affect chip sales to China. Launched last year, Blackwell is expected to be a key source of income for the company in the years to come. This is as hyperscalers like Microsoft, Meta Platforms, and Alphabet, the parent company of Google, increase their expenditures on data centers and introduce AI-powered products to customers while integrating their own product lines. The initial shipments of so-called Blackwell racks, which stack the new chips in a method that increases computer capacity with less energy and more efficiency, have proven prone to overheating and glitching, according to a report published by The Information last week. This has caused some people to worry that while the Blackwell technical problems are fixed, Nvidia's move from its Hopper sales, which came before Blackwell, would be postponed until the second half. Meanwhile, new regulations announced in the latter weeks of the Biden administration will restrict the export of AI technologies to a few nations, such as Singapore, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, while keeping sales to China, North Korea, Russia, and Iran completely prohibited. Nvidia, which gets around 30% of its income from China and Taiwan, criticized the Biden administration for harming American leadership in AI technologies and referred to the complex new regulations as a regulatory mess. However, Timothy Arcuri, an analyst at UBS, believes that Blackwell sales will significantly improve during Nvidia's current quarter, which concludes in January, and continue to grow during the upcoming fiscal year and beyond. We believe Blackwell chipset compute board yields have improved, with a rapid shift in mix from Hopper to Blackwell in fiscal Q4, January, and fiscal Q1, April, Arcuri wrote in a note issued on Tuesday. He restated his goal of $185 for the shares. The analyst further supported the argument for faster B200 and GB200 Blackwell shipments, with record profitability from Foxconn, the largest contract electronics manufacturer in the world and a major supplier to Nvidia. Foxconn, formerly known as Han High Precision Industry, announced record fourth-quarter revenue of $64.7 billion earlier this month. According to it, revenue for the current quarter would probably show significant growth over the same period last year. Because of this, Blackwell's revenue for the January quarter is now approximately $9 billion as opposed to $5 billion previously, but we think Hopper will be down, Arcuri stated. As a result, Arcuri predicts that Nvidia will report total fourth-quarter sales of about $42 billion and $47 billion for the 3 months ending in April. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.